I'm not 100% sure what sort of student the founders of the first PPE program at Oxford in the 1920s envisioned creating. The program was born of the conviction that the study of the great modern works of economic, social, political, and philosophical thought would have a transformative effect on students' intellectual lives, preparing them for any walk in life that they might take. And it makes sense, even at a young age, in 10-minute podcasts that we offer here, to choose philosophy, politics, and economics as the main areas of study. Philosophy delves into the deep, puzzling questions of mankind that have always plagued us and elevated us. Politics is the means by which decisions about those questions are worked out on the citizens of the world. And economics is how governments can afford such initiatives, as there are only so many resources a country has to go around. It's hard to think of a career that PPE does not prepare you for. All three disciplines, interwoven, provide training for and application of communication skills, numeracy skills, problem-solving skills, and analytical skills. Each of these drawing from areas rather outside of what these disciplines alone can usually consider. Imagine as an advisor to the government, you are asked for your professional opinion as to whether your country, as England did, leave the European Union. With the kind of background PPE provides, you can speak with authority on the financial risks, as well as where the government should be placing its financial resources for the future. At the same time, you can help the people with whom you work to reflect on the political consequences of making such a decision, such as how the electorate might take such a decision if it affects their bottom line. And in a way that your differently educated peers would not be able to keep up with, you could also weigh in with the historically similar aspects of making such a decision, such as relations that Plato would have spoken about in ancient Athens relative to other Greek city-states at the time. PPE in the 21st century is flourishing because it trains people to think big and small at the same time. Can anyone think of a career education that does the same? Most other educations either train one to think on a very small level, in a very narrow area or industry, such as medical doctoring, constrained to how the body works, but not thinking about how best the hospital might run or how their new experiments in the area of epigenetics might be informed by man's historical philosophies associated with his proper place in the universe. The truth is, education is always preparing people for yesterday's jobs. A student with a solid background in PPE, such as is provided by these podcasts that we have for you, is preparing for every academic area by exploring on how naturally related areas among humans, things that have always fascinated humans, going back to ancient times, can apply in the modern world as well as they did 2,500 years ago.